I want to thank the organizers, KCL, KTL, for organizing this seminar for Indian Korean Cooperation Seminar. I would like to thank each of everyone and the participant. Behalf of Federation of Electric Vehicle Association, I welcome everybody in this seminar. So before starting this thing, like my presentation, I just want to give some information about the Federation of Electric Vehicle Association. This association started in 2019 during the COVID period, and presently we have more than 1,500 members. We are working closely with government for electric vehicle policies. We are having several expert committees forum. We are there in several expert committee forums. We are the bridge between the industry and government. Not only that, we are involved in the trade and seminars and exhibitions. We are associated with a lot of international bodies like the battery shows. We conducted several seminars and exhibitions in India for electric vehicle and lithium-ion battery applications. And we are also conducting the short-term courses for electric vehicle and testings for the lithium-ion batteries. Most of the people, if you see that in the world, we are talking about lithium-ion battery. So when you see this application, we can see everywhere. This application screen, when we are talking about lithium-ion battery, we can see every step of our life. We can see this lithium-ion battery part of our life. When you see the application, starting from the transportation like car, buses, forklifts, then you go to the daily use gadgets like smartphones, laptops, tablet, power tools. Everywhere this lithium-ion battery is there. Not only that, when we talk about the bigger megawatt or gigawatt level powers, so still this lithium-ion battery is playing a major role in this kind of applications also. So the global market for this lithium-ion battery is around, if you see the total requirement for this thing is 3,000 transportation side of this. So it contributes a major things for transportation side. When you say transportation, the passenger cars, even the bus applications, even in private applications. So these contributes a lot in this total percentage of the requirement of 3,100 gigawatt, what we are expecting in 2030. So when you so, because my topic is, because I need to give some information before starting the policies, what government is offering, Indian government is offering. So I need to give some data that where we are standing. So when we talk about the worldwide electric vehicle market, so you can see the BYD is the top, and like they have more than 15% market shares. Then Tesla is 13%. So you can see the other companies associated with this applications. So it's a hybrid applications where we are talking about battery with certain other things like gasoline engines, the hybrid systems, and we are talking about the pure electric vehicle applications also, because it's purely 100% electric vehicles. So the growth for most of the people are like they boost their things like, because they can they think like it's a future. So these things when you see like Author Energy, because I know these people from when these people are there in IT Chennai, I know most of the people from these companies because Pure Energy and this TVS and Ether Energy, because these are the startups in India, but they are doing very good in India. Especially when I talk about this Ether Energy, this is one of the best company for the two-wheeler manufacturers in terms of the quality, in terms of the batteries. Then three-wheeler market, lot of companies are there, Mahindra. Because why I am showing this figure? Because we are talking about electric vehicle application. Because these figures are very important. when you talk about Indian market. So these things are coming into the picture because before COVID time, because we have not seen any vehicles on the road with the electric vehicle application, because we have some issues with that. That also I will talk about. So buses, again, lot of World Bank's projects are running. So we have a compulsion to buy this or like invest on the electric vehicle application. So especially in Mumbai, Delhi, and big cities, like you can see a lot of Electra buses are there funded by the World Bank, and some of the cities are 100% converted into the transport with the electric vehicles. So the government is having a different plans for this, because we have very ambitious plan or the policies for 2030. And if you see, we have like the National Electric Mobility Mission Plan, and we have lot of advantage adaptation for this. Like we are encouraging to adopt this electric vehicles. We have the different incentives for if they are using this, because up to lithium and battery manufacturing companies. So the lot of agencies are involved in this. The Ministry of Power is involved in this. Even the heavy road transportation and highway ministry is involved in this. Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs and the Department of Heavy Industries are also involved in this plans, because this agency or ministries having a different plans for each application based on the requirements. So the first plan which we talk about is faster adaptation and the manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicles. So the FAME, the faster adaptation and manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicles, currently in India, the flat batteries from China, South Korea and other places like Japan. So these three countries, even somehow like Taiwanese companies are also there. Like some of the companies I have seen in the market, especially on the drone side, because in defense applications, we don't have permission to use Chinese batteries. So I think this is a one good opportunity for the Korean people to have something on the defense application, because Chinese are not there at all in this application. We have a lot of applications for defense, like submarine application, torpedo application, space application. These people are restricted in all these applications, and government is making plans to restrict Chinese cell companies to dump their product into the India. But as you rightly said, like we have issue with that, but the other country is also suffering with that, because when we are implementing any rules for one country, we can't have very specific rules for one country and the specific rule for the second country. So it will be a universal thing for everyone. So that's the biggest problem or challenge what we are facing as a country, especially on lithium ion battery imports for cells or any other packs. Because the data, if you see, the almost more than 90% the cells are coming from China, the packs are coming from China, the EV electric components are coming from China. So somehow government wants to restrict this this kind of imports, but they have issues with the GATS. We signed the GATE in 2019, because we don't have like any other rules for different rules for one country and different rules for other country. So we have issues with that, but still government is having a very positive plan for these kind of restrictions, especially on the quality side. So they restricted, they have some import policies for that. So if you see, like when you talk about lithium ion battery cells, because as I said, we don't have any manufacturing facility in India. So whatever the cells are coming, it is coming from only three countries. First is the China, Korea and Japan. So I can discuss about that also. So they have, like, if you want to import these cells in India, or any companies from China, this Korea want to establish their office in India, so they have some import rules for that, because as we discuss about HSN code and different things, and each cells are classified into different applications, because the lithium BYD is there, then again the Korean companies like Panasonic, LG, Samsung. So these companies are also doing much better, and we are discussing with so many people, so many pack manufacturers. Still, they rate LG, Panasonic, and Samsung in highest rating. So that's the quality what Korea is producing for this kind of application. Because I discussed with so many pack manufacturers. They said best cells are from these companies. So always they wanted to use, but the cost is higher. When you talk about application wise, because when you are making the pack, if cells are very expensive, the total cost of the packs will be higher. So India is a price conscious market, so we need to think about that things also. But when you want a quality, definitely you need to pay the cost for that. So that's also important. Current densities are not good enough to use for any applications. So the first point is that still these chemistries are on R&D side, not on the pilot side, even not in the industrial production side. So we have some time, because there are some potential, especially India-like country, sodium-ion battery will be much better option than lithium-ion battery, because we don't have any lithium resources in India. We are either buying from China, because China, although they are producing only 22% of the lithium, but they are processing 92% of the total lithium in the world. That's the biggest problem, and they want to actually take this monopoly in 10 years also. So that's the biggest problem. If you see any lithium mines in Chile, it belongs to Chinese people. Australia belongs to Chinese people. Even the small countries like Congo produce cobalt, and in NMC chemistry, cobalt is a major factor. So there also Americans sold that company to Chinese people. So that's the biggest problem worldwide. If you see, even America is dependent upon Europe, and America depend upon Chinese raw materials. So even recently I came into news, like I read this news that China will not give in any graphite to Indian market for anode manufacturing. So means we are talking.
Why can't we use lead acid battery? It was used abroad long time back.
Yes. So in India also we are using lead acid batteries in buses 3 years back. The major problem coming with the lead acid battery is the weight and the size, because in any of the passenger vehicle, the weight is really matters for all kind of things. So the weight of lead acid battery, when you want to have 50 kilowatt of the power from lead acid batteries, so it will be a big problem. Second is the charging issues, because where like we have now adopting a fast charging things in lithium ion batteries, where you are 80% of the battery charge in 2 to 3 hours. We are discussing about fast charging infrastructures with the DC application side, where you can charge your vehicle in 3 hours. We are talking about swapping of the batteries. The swapping infrastructure is again coming to the market. Lot of companies, they are investing in swapping things for the batteries, but we don't have any protocols. We don't have any kind of things for battery structure and geometry of the things. So government is discussing about these points also. Like most of the companies, they should have one kind of contact points for charging, because everybody is using different adapter for charging. So that something is making a problem for swapping infrastructures. So definitely, like in coming years, you can see this kind of changes in market, because we are still a developing countries. We are adopting a new technology, not like Europe and the US, where people already having kind of big infrastructure. And slowly, definitely, like government is thinking on this, and they are very strict on the norms, but they need to adopt up to 2030 for cutting the carbon footprints. So that's something keeping into the mind. All the committees, all the societies who are working for the electric vehicles or any alternative renewable energy segments, they are discussing about this. We have solar structures, we are working for hydrogen economy, we are working for fuel cell economy. So lot of things are coming with this alternative of this lithium ion batteries.